गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ओम श्री गंगाई नाथाय नमः। जय श्री गुरुदेव, जय श्री दादा गुरुदेव, जय श्री गुरुदेव to all of you, those who are watching this session recorded or live. Let's start today's session. Before that, a little bit introduction to this session. This session is about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, and we are explaining Gurudev's mission or Gurudev's philosophy in his own words. Gurudev has written two books. First book he has written about Siddha Yoga, detail about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga. This is the book Gurudev has written, Religious Revolution in the World, and this particular book contains 9 chapters. Introduction to Siddha Yoga, how to get initiated into Siddha Yoga, benefit of Siddha Yoga, philosophy of Siddha Yoga, life sketch of Guru Siyag, prophecies about Guru Siyag, prophecies of Holy Bible, meaning of prophecies, world peace. This book gives fair idea about what is Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga and how you can be initiated and how you can follow Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga. We have done first 12 session on this book. First session is about the detailed 44-minute session about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga. You can find first session is about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, 44 minutes. Next 11 session is about this book. We have read this book also. I have put some points from my side also, what are my experiences while reading this book. I have also given those points into the consideration, and once you read this book you can follow those sessions also, half an hour session each, and there is a description link of a drive I have given into the description box, and you can find this book. You can download the soft copy and you can print it out and you can read it out. I have also given the link of the first session, English session, where 44 minutes of session where I have explained Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga. So far whatever my understanding is, whatever transformation I have gone through, I have mentioned according to that and given the detail about the Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga. For the new initiate, that session would be helpful. So that session link you will get into the description box. You can watch that, download this book, read this book, and follow the 11 sessions, first 11 sessions. Now we are reading another book which is written by Gurudev. This is Prophecies from the Holy Bible, and this book is more about the comforter which Jesus sent. He will send the comforter. How Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siyag is a comforter which Jesus said he will send from the Father, the help, the comforter. How Guru Siyag is the same comforter, and on the same time he is the Kalki avatar, that in Hinduism the 10th incarnation of the Vishnu, Kalki avatar, which we are expecting in this yuga. Then he is the same Kalki avatar. How he is the Kalki avatar, we are also explaining through this book. So in this book many prophecies have been made by the different scholars, astrologers, and also just wait, there is some noise. अबे दरवाजा बंद करके जाओ, आवाज आ रही है तुम्हारी टीवी की. ये वाला बंद कर दो, ठीक से बंद कर दो. कर दो, बंद हो जाएगा अपना. छोड़ दो उसको, छोड़ दो ऐसी. Okay, there was some noise, so I asked my son to shut the door. Okay. So in this book Gurudev has explained both about Kalki avatar, incarnation of Vishnu, 10th avatar. How is the Kalki avatar, what are the signs, and at the same time he is the comforter, what are the signs. A lot of different astrologer and foretellers have done the prophecies about Guru Siyag in different forms. The most important, if you see, are two prophecies. One is from the Holy Bible, which we are reading through this book, and another is Indian saint Maharishi Shri Aurobindo. He even mentioned the date of the descent of the Krishna on the earth into physical. So that date, 24th November 1926, is the date of birth of Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siyag, and 1st January 1969 is the first Siddhi Gurudev attained in the morning, and this date is also mentioned by Shrima, that the power has awakened. So these are the few prophecies which have come true regarding Guru Siyag being the descent of the Krishna. And also another prophecy has been made by Rishi Aurobindo, that in before 1993 the comforter, the Krishna, will come in front of the world. So Gurudev started his mission in 1990. So it again has come true, and lot of prophecies, other prophecies which have been made by, for the comforter, for the Kalki avatar, for the descent of the Krishna, that he will appear in front of the world in the last decade of the 20th century. That's what has happened. Now we will start reading of this book, which gives us more detail about Gurudev as comforter, as Kalki avatar, descent of Krishna, and his life journey and prophecies which have been come true. We are reading this book and we are knowing more about Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siyag, the Kalki avatar, the comforter. Today we will start the new chapter, the 15th chapter. The chapter name is Age of Destroyer of Truth. This is very sensitive chapter actually, and a lot of things it's been written about the people, about the effect of the darkness on the people, their behavior towards the people. Those were saints, those were working for the upliftment of the people, but they were killed and they were done with injustice. Lot of things what Jesus tolerated, or what has happened with the Jesus, and what Jesus said in the reply, that what will happen. And also the another prophecies or the other statements given by the Swami Vivekananda in his letters when he was in Chicago. He wrote many letters to the people here, those who were in a power of religious institutions. He also mentioned some of the points which mention the people, those hold the religious institutions have done more worse than the other people, and what they said about them, how they destroyed the truth, being in the position of being in a position where they should have led people in the right way toward the right consciousness, but they have done exactly opposite. What Jesus has said in the Holy Bible and what Swami Vivekananda has conveyed his messages regarding the same, for the same problem, we will read in this particular chapter. Let's try. It's nothing more to explain in this book. I'll just read it out, and let's see what Gurudev has pointed out. Age of Destroyer of Truth. In the present time, the truth, because of the properties of the Kali Yuga, has almost disappeared from the spiritual world. So also we find many differences in the speeches and deeds of religious preceptors of almost all the religions of the world. As a result of all this, majority of people have lost their faith in religion. Like us, religious teachers from all other religions are also proclaiming loudly their religiousness. The noise that the people from the world of religion are making these days had never been heard before. Even All India Radio and Doordarshan, the television name, with one of the channel which used to have only one channel at that time, Doordarshan. So All India Radio and Doordarshan. Even All India Radio and Doordarshan keep reverberating the atmosphere with the broadcast of have faith preachings. As against this unrest in the world, on the other hand, is constantly increasing. This want of tranquility in the world forces us to question trustworthiness of the religious preceptors. No solution to the problem can be found unless we know his causes for the results not coming forth. If we have a close look of history, we will find that innumerable sadhus, saints, and other truthful people were tortured in several ways. Religion had degraded to such an extent that several righteous people had to lose their lives. but such people courageously accepted death to uphold truth, whereas downfall of the people of that age had reached its climax. He who was killed for speaking the truth is worshipped by the same murderers after his death. The holy soul Jesus Christ, while addressing the religious leaders of this time, had said, "Woe unto you, scribes, Phra- Pharisees, Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs, sorry, ye build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. Properties of the age have influenced the whole world almost in the similar manner. Ruthless, cruel, and selfish tendencies have become so powerful that nobody shows even a little bit of mercy in trampling upon mankind. Whenever any saint manifests himself, he is unnecessarily opposed at each step, and all these wicked tendencies, vrittis, try to crush him. They may even, if it is within their power, kill him. On merging of such saints in Brahman, the same tendencies show no hesitation in changing colors. Thus, they take full advantage of the renunciation, penance, and sacrifice of that saint. People helping such saints in their hard times are snubbed away. Not only this, but sometimes opportunists take completely unauthorized possession forcibly of missions run by or in the names of great saints also, and several such examples are available. Some years back I had an occasion to read a book from publicity material of a Christian mission. Not only did it pain me, but I was stunned also to read that the churches had very cunningly taken liberty to lead an autocratic life, hiding the undeclared cautiousness. It has been said, the family of God is of sinners. If you want to see, if you want to see a complete or almost a complete person in the family of God, you will be disappointed. This this reminded me of chapter 5 verse 1 and 2 of 1 Corinthians. As I consider God as the doer, I therefore do not blame any preceptor from any religion. Out of many great saints who have manifested on this earth, I would like to say something about two of them, whom the world worship with great reverence. They are Jesus Christ and Swami Vivekananda. Rarely do we come across an example like that of the great soul. Jesus Christ, who had spent all his life under the blue sky suffering the worst kind of hardship and torture. The present science cannot even imagine of the miraculous works that he had done. But the requital by the merciless people is well known to the world. His only fault was that he had said that he was Son of God, and that he had done miracles under commands from the Lord. He had gone further to say that if it was untrue, any other religious preceptors would do and show such works. Only for this supposed guilt was the innocent great soul crucified. Today, the progeny of these very preceptors are loudly claiming him to be the Son of God. Can there be two punishments for one sin only? God sees the truth but waits. Picture filled with sins is definitely broken. True picture of his relations with the religious preceptors of his time is aptly described by Saint Matthew in his Gospel. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Chapter 23, verse 13. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, yea, make him twofold more the child of hell than yourself. Chapter 23, verse 15. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Chapter 23, verse 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'll read this. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold? And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing, but whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind, for whatever is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift? Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar, sweareth by it, and by all things thereon. And whoso shall swear by the temple, sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. And he that shall swear by heaven, sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thou blind Pharisees, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and of all uncleanliness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! Because ye build the tombs of the prophets, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore ye be witness unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and prosecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Aries, as son of Baraki, as whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Behold your horses, behold your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. This all paragraph is written in the language of the Bible, so my language is not very good in reading this paragraph, so pardon, forgive me for my accent actually. I'm trying my best. Okay. Uh, it is because of Swami Vivekananda's work that the whole world is showing greater and faster inclination to towards Vedantic philosophy. Swamiji had, in the Parliament of Religious held at Chicago in 1893, hoisted the victorious flag of India's Hindu philosophy and spiritual triumph. That is why not India alone, but the whole world remembers Swamiji with profound respect and highest veneration. Swamiji, like Christ, however, did not get of love of and help from people of India during his lifetime. Swamiji's letters written from America, extracts therefrom quoted here under, are a proof of this fact. Letter dated 28th December 1893, written from Chicago and addressed to Sri Haripada Mitra. How many people really weep for the sorrows and suffering of the millions of poor in India? Are we men? What are we doing for their livelihood, for their improvement? We do not touch them. We avoid company. Are we men? Those thousands of Brahmins, what are they doing for the low down trodden masses of India? Don't touch is the phrase that plays upon their lips. How mean and degraded has our eternal religion become at their hands? Wherein does our religion lie now? In don't touchism alone. Letter dated 24th January 1894, written from Chicago and addressed to disciple at Madras. About the women of America, I cannot express my gratitude for their kindness. Lord bless them. In this country, women are the life of every movement and represent all the culture of the nation, for men are too busy to educate themselves. Letter, year 1894, addressed to H. the Maharaja of Khetri. American woman, 100 lives would not be sufficient to pay my deep debt of gratitude to you. I have not words I have not words enough to express my gratitude to you. The Oriental hyperbole alone expresses the depth of Oriental gratitude. If the Indian Ocean were an inkstand, the highest mountain of the Himalaya, the pen, the earth, the scroll, and time itself, the writer, still it will not express my gratitude to you. Swamiji's above observation make it clear that the principal cause of affluence in the American society is because of the women of America. Some countries of the world may, out of jealousy, say some unpleasant thing about them, but wherever there were such pure women present in any country, its fortune would always be everlasting. Letter dated 3rd March 1894, written to Kidi from Chicago. You speak of the meat eating Kshatriyas, meat or no meat. It is they who are the fathers of all that is noble and beautiful in Hinduism. Who wrote Upanishads? Who wrote Upanishads? Who was Rama? Who was Krishna? Who was Buddha? Who are the Tirthankars of the Jain? Whenever Kshatriyas have preached religion, they have given it to everybody. And whenever Brahmins wrote anything, they would deny all rights to others. Read the Gita and the Sutras of Vyasa, or get someone to read them to you. In the Gita, the way is laid open to all men and women, to all caste and color, but Vyas tries to put meanings upon the Vedas to cheat poor Shudras. Is God a nervous fool like you, that the flow of his river of mercy would be dammed up by a piece of meat? If such be he, his value is not a pie. Letter dated 19th March 1894 from Chicago and addressed to Swami Ramakrishnananda. Nowhere in the world have I come across such frogs in the well as we are. Let anything new come from some foreign country, America will be the first to accept it. But we, oh, there are none like us in the world. We, men of the Aryan's blood, where that here deity really expresses, I do not see. Under pressure from the 100,000 people, 30 million people roam about like dogs, yet they are descendant of the Aryans. Another letter of 19th March 1894. A country where millions of people live flowers of the mahua plant and millions or two sadhus and 100 millions or so of Brahmins suck the blood out of these poor people without even the least effort for their amelioration. Is that a country or hell? Is that a religion or the devil's dance? My brother, here is one thing for you to understand fully. I have traveled all over India and seen this country too. Can there be an effect without cause? Can there be a punishment without sin? Letter of August 1895. I have done more for India than India did for me. Therefore, our people grudges for us asking for a crumb of bread. We get a bushel of abuses. The Lord sends me workers by the score wherever I go, and they are not like the Indians' disciples either. They are ready to give up their lives for their Guru. You Hindus will see in a few years what the Lord does in the West. You are like the Jews of old dogs in the manger, who neither eat nor allow others to eat. You have no religion. Your God is the kitchen. Your Bible, the cooking pots. Your qualification is in your producing a brood of children. Letter dated 19th September 1895, written from Paris and addressed to Shri Alasingha. I belong as much to India as to the world. No humbug about it. I have helped you all I could. You must now help yourselves. What country has any special claim on me? Am I nation's slave? Don't talk any more silly nonsense, you faithless atheists. I have worked hard and sent all the money I got to Calcutta and Madras. And then, after doing all this, stand there silly dictation. Are you not ashamed? What do I owe them? Do I care a fig for their praise or fear their blame? I am a singular man, my son, not even you can understand me yet. Do your work. If you cannot stop, but do not try to boss me with your nonsense. I require nobody's help. I have been all my life helping others. They cannot raise a few rupees to help the work of the greatest man their country ever produced, Ramakrishna Paramahansa. And they talk nonsense and want to dictate to the man for whom they did nothing and who did everything he could do for them. Such is the ungrateful world. Do you mean to say I am born to live and die one of these caste-ridden, superstitious, merciless, hypocritical, atheistic cowards that you find only amongst the educated Hindus? I hate cowards. I will have nothing to do with cowards or political nonsense. I do not believe in any politics. God and truth are the only politics in the world. Everything else is trash. These letters of Swami Vivekananda throw a clear light on the religious conditions prevailing in our country about 100 years ago. Our community of religion has witnessed a decline during these last 100 years because of the properties of the age. People of the same mentality who had paid scant regards to Swamiji during his lifetime are now deeply engaged in constantly eulogizing him. Such an indolent and selfish mentality has dragged Sanatan Dharam down to the lowest point of the bottom. I consider the property of the age responsible for it, because man is like a puppet and dances to the tune of the supreme power. Apparently, the Christians are greatly frightened of the prophecies from their own holy book, the Bible. An internal struggle is going on amongst all Christians, and such a state in the life of a man can lead only to his destruction, and that too as a result of his own efforts. Such a period of time is called the destroyer of the truth. So this is a chapter with lot of energy, scolding also, but it tells the real situation of those who oppose the uprising and those who help in uprising. So on which side you are? Okay, let's hear the Sanjeevani mantra of Kalki Avatar, which has given us the Sanjeevani mantra, the greatest mantra of ever, which will liberate you from the circle of life and death. Let's hear that.
does yoga mean? Yoga means a union of the soul with God or the universal consciousness force. What are the benefits of Siddha Yoga? Siddha Yoga heals, cures or frees the body from any physical illness, adds various forms of cancers, diabetes, arthritis, asthma and even genetic disease like hemophilia. In the case of disease such as AIDS which attacks the entire body, the patient may experience internal kriyas like sensation or heat, electricity or tingling. According to Siddha Yoga philosophy, the divine power awakened by the enlightened Guru gets transmitted through his blissful voice to the listeners, irrespective of language spoken by the Guru. This divine power transmissions occurs smoothly and remain unaffected by the language being used. A regular practice of Siddha Yoga strengthens the immune system. The Kundalini acts as a protective shield of the immune system and wards off the onslaught or recurrence of any disease. Impact of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini makes the practitioner perform kriyas that are specific to his needs. With this cleaning, the practitioner is cured of all kinds of chronic and even terminal disease such as HIV, AIDS, cancer, arthritis, etc. and genetic disorder like hemophilia. Mental application too are completely cured and stress is completely relieved. Cling, Krishna, cling. 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 Cling, Krishna, cling.
This is the divine mantra, Sanjeevani mantra. Once you hear this, you must chant it mentally without moving your lips and tongue. And 2 times meditation on Gurudev's picture on your forehead. 2 times 15 minutes meditation you can do. And I have given the book's detail into the description box and also given the video link, the first session ever, which will be very helpful for the new initiatives. Okay, new initiates. So we will meet tomorrow at same time around 9 p.m. Indian time. Till then, to all of you, Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Dada Gurudev.